The late afternoon sun cast golden rays across Willow Creek Park as children's laughter mixed with the rustle of autumn leaves. Among the cheerful noise, a soft cry caught Emma's attention. She was sitting alone on a worn wooden bench, her second-hand jacket pulled tightly around her shoulders, trying to escape the evening chill after a long day of babysitting. The cry came again, quiet, frightened, and trembling. Emma turned her head and spotted a little girl, no older than 6, standing near the swings, clutching a faded teddy bear and staring at the ground with wide, tearful eyes. Something about the child's loneliness tugged at her heart. Emma was used to hardship. At 23, she had been working as a nanny for different families in the neighborhood just to pay her rent and save for nursing school. Life hadn't been kind to her. Her own childhood had been marked by the loss of her parents and bouncing between relatives' homes. Perhaps that's why she noticed the little girl's distress before anyone else did. She stood up slowly and approached her with gentle steps, not wanting to scare her. "Hey there, sweetheart," Emma said softly, kneeling to the girl's level. "Are you lost?" The little girl looked up, her big brown eyes glossy with unshed tears. I can't find my dad," she whispered, hugging the bear tighter. Emma's heart melted. She brushed a strand of hair from the girl's face and smiled reassuringly. "It's okay. I'm here now. What's your name?" "Lily," the girl said, her voice trembling. "Well, Lily, we'll find your dad together. I promise." Emma extended her hand, and after a hesitant pause, Lily took it. Emma led her to the bench, sitting down so Lily could feel safe. She gave the girl her own scarf to keep her warm and started humming a soft tune, something her mother used to sing when she was scared as a child. Lily's breathing slowed, and her little shoulders began to relax. Unbeknownst to Emma, a pair of worried eyes had been scanning the park from across the street. A tall man in a dark gray suit had been searching frantically for the last 15 minutes. His phone kept buzzing with urgent calls from his office, but right now none of it mattered. His daughter's safety was the only thing on his mind. Alexander Hayes was known in business circles as a hard-driving CEO who built his company from the ground up. But all the power and wealth in the world couldn't protect him from the sheer panic of realizing he'd lost his daughter for even a moment. He finally spotted Lily sitting quietly beside a young woman on the bench. Relief flooded his chest as he rushed toward them. "Lily," he called out, his voice thick with emotion. Lily turned and jumped up, running into his arms. "Daddy," she cried, burying her face in his chest. Alexander hugged her tightly before glancing at Emma with gratitude. Thank you for staying with her," he said, his usual commanding tone softened with sincerity. Emma smiled shyly. She looked scared. "I couldn't just leave her alone." He noticed her worn clothes and the tired look in her eyes, but also the warmth and calm she had given his daughter. It stirred something in him, an unexpected sense of respect and curiosity. In the days that followed, Alexander couldn't shake the memory of that young nanny who had comforted his daughter like family. When his longtime housekeeper fell ill and had to take a leave of absence, he remembered Emma. By chance or fate, their paths crossed again when he approached her with an offer to work as Lily's nanny. Emma hesitated at first. She had grown up around wealthy families and knew how intimidating they could be. But something about Lily's innocent smile and the way Alexander looked at his daughter convinced her to accept the job. Life inside the Hayes luxurious home was like stepping into another world, polished floors, chandeliers, and rooms bigger than her entire apartment. Emma felt out of place at first, but she focused on her role, to care for Lily, who quickly grew attached to her. As weeks passed, Emma began to see another side of Alexander. Behind the polished image of the millionaire CEO was a father trying to balance his empire with raising a child alone after losing his wife to illness 2 years ago. He carried a quiet grief that mirrored Emma's own. The challenges weren't easy. Emma faced judgment from some of the household staff who saw her as just the poor girl from the outside. Alexander struggled to open up emotionally, often hiding behind work and his stoic demeanor. Lily sometimes had nightmares about losing her mother and would cling to Emma at night, crying softly. But gradually, trust began to grow. Emma introduced little traditions, story nights before bed, pancake Sundays, and trips to the park where Lily felt happiest. She noticed Alexander slowly joining them at the table more often instead of working late in his study. One evening, after a particularly tough day at the office, Alexander came home to find Emma and Lily baking cookies in the kitchen. For the first time in a long while, he really laughed, watching them covered in flour. Emma caught his gaze, and in that moment, something unspoken passed between them, an understanding that family wasn't just about wealth or blood, but about care and presence. However, their growing closeness wasn't without obstacles. Rumors began to circulate among Alexander's social circle about his relationship with the nanny. Some of his business associates questioned his decisions, warning that being seen with someone from a humble background could tarnish his image.